Well, it's absolutely no fun being unemployed. It's demoralising no matter who you are, what you do, or how long you've been trying to get a job for. If you're one of the 7,000 Queenslanders living with cerebral palsy, or if you have some other kind of disability, the process of getting a job is even further complicated by people's perceptions. Mylestones Employment is opening a specialised recruitment office on the coast today. They've got two offices opening, in fact, one in Caloundra and one in Maroochydore. Rosslyn Fullagar is the project coordinator, and Andrew has used the service and is now working in his first permanent part-time job. A big welcome to both of you.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Hello. Rosslyn, I was just reading that only 15% of Queenslanders with a disability receive government support. That makes employment absolutely vital. How does the service work?
Well, the service works on an individual basis, so we assess people's skills and abilities, and we then go out and we market to employers in the area and find sustainable employment that not only assists the job seeker but also the community.
Is it all about placement, or is there training that you can offer at clients as well?
Absolutely. We provide training from day one. As soon as they come into our service, we provide training to get them ready for interviews, and when they go to interviews and once they've got the job, we can actually then provide training not only for the employer but also for the employee to sustain that employment.
Andrew, you've used the employment service. You're working in a hardware in Morayfield, I understand. How's that been for you?
Oh, it's been quite fun, and now and then I might have a little issue and stuff, and Mylestones would actually help me with that. They would actually talk me through it and put it in words that I understand.
What kind of a job do you do at the hardware?
Well, I am in the gardening section. I do move stock around and water plants and keep things alive, basically.
And how long have you been there for?
Just over a year now, 13 or 14 months.
Do you work full-time?
Permanent part-time, but I'm getting there.
And how have you found your co-workers?
They're quite good. They're making a lot of friends there. And
how has it made you feel, I guess, having a permanent and ongoing job?
it feels like I'm accomplishing things. It feels absolutely great. I love it.
Rosslyn, how many clients would you have on your books at any one time?
So we have services from the Gold Coast all the way up to Townsville, and in each different area we have different numbers, and they can range from, say, 50 clients up to 250.
Do you believe that you're getting adequately funded to help people living with disabilities such as Andrew's to get into work?
Absolutely. We certainly utilise every funding incentive, not only to support our clients but also to support the employer as well.
Is it only people who have cerebral palsy that you help?
No, we support any job seeker who has a disability or barrier to get into employment, and that could be identified through Centrelink, or for some job seekers it can be when they're in their last year of school.
Andrew, before you got this job at the hardware, how long had you been looking for work for?
2 whole years. Is actually getting quite annoying, you know.
And a bit depressing, I should imagine, too.
Yeah, it was a bit.
What kind of barriers did you find in terms of trying to get into the workforce?
I was finding it hard to actually speak to large groups of people and stuff, and somewhat anxious and all that, and it was difficult, basically. I was going through my own changes myself, and
How many jobs would you have tried to go for in that time?
It was about 20 to 30 jobs a week.
Wow, so you're really putting in the hard yards there and not getting anywhere.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what kind of a difference did having Mylestones and the support that they offer as a service to you make? What kinds of, what would you say to anybody else who's got a disability and may have found themselves in a similar situation with knocking on the door but just not getting anywhere?
Well, the thing is, the next one could say yes. You never know. And Milestones just kept on keeping my hopes up. And I did get a few interviews here and there, and it just helped me push on. I was, every time I felt like I wasn't going to get a job, they would actually help me feel like the next one will be it. And eventually I did.
So that's kind of that emotional support as well.
Yes, the emotional support was great, and still is.
So, Rosslyn, once somebody is placed, you certainly seem to keep tabs on them and how they're going.
Absolutely. We provide ongoing support to the employer and the job seeker or employee at that time. We're all the way in there until such time as neither the employee or the employer needs us anymore.
How eager or how receptive do you find employers when you get in touch with them to take on somebody who has a disability?
We find employers very open to the possibility of having someone with a disability come onto their staff. You know, a lot of our job seekers don't require full-time work, and, you know, some employers only need someone for 8 to, 15 hours a week, and that works for them as well. So there's a lot of great employers out in our community that are integrating people with disabilities into the workforce, which actually then integrates them in better within the community.
Yeah, absolutely. The ripple effect, I imagine, would be very extensive.
Absolutely.
So out of, each client that you take on your books, how many of those are you able to place?
So
what's your success rate?
So we had a really high success rate. We run 101 jobs not so long ago, which Andrew was part of that. And out of that, we actually got 70 jobs. So, that is fantastic figures for people with disabilities in that period of time.
If there's somebody listening now who's living with a disability or might have a family member who's in that situation and they would love to take advantage of your service or get in touch with you, how do they do that?
So there is a couple of ways they can get in touch with us. They can go on to a website, www.mylestones, that's mylestones.org.au. Or they can call our main office, which is 5430-1600 on the Sunshine Coast.
Well, Andrew Gardner, it certainly seems to have worked with you. Best of luck with your job, and I hope you have many years of fruitful employment experience. And Rosslyn Fullagar, thanks so much for telling us about the great work you do. Best of luck with both of you.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Pretty good news, isn't it? 2 new offices for Milestone opening on the coast today. And if you missed any of those contact details, we've got them here at ABC Coast FM. Give us a buzz on that coastline, 1300 903 222, if you know someone living with a disability who could take advantage of the kind of service that Milestone offer. They certainly sound like they're doing a good job. Very good success rate.